Okay, quick review of the Toguard dash cam. It's a 4K Ultra HD dash camera. So 4K is the new thing on this. I have a number of dash cams that I use in all my vehicles, my motorbike, everywhere. But 4K is kind of a new thing. That would be useful if you're going to publish some of this footage, perhaps, and you want to edit it down to something smaller. You can certainly do that. Has a wide-angle lens. Where's the list of the features? Here we go, right here. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can read that as well. Ultra 4K video, we just talked about that, and we'll get to that in a minute. G-sensor lock, so when your vehicle's in an accident, it'll lock down the current recording so that that can't be deleted easily. Parking monitor, even when the thing is off, it'll even start recording if your car gets bumped. You can set the sensitivity of that. And then the field of view is 170 degrees. So let's get right into it here. Open the box. I have been using this, so this is not an unboxing. I'm sorry to disappoint you. First things first, let's have a look at the user manual that it comes with. This is for the CE50 Toguard 4K HD camera. So important notices up front. There's a few good tidbits in here that it's always good to have a look through these. There's always something you'll pick up. It talks about the menus, the parts of it, how to navigate through the menus, routing the wiring to the camera, etc., etc. And then it goes into video recording mode. Goes through a lot of this stuff. You can actually take a photo with it. That's kind of a neat feature. So we use these on some of our family vacations to supplement our family videos, which is kind of a cool thing. It goes through playback mode, all this stuff. So definitely have a look through the menu. This one is fairly well written. The English in here is actually quite good, easy to understand. There are a few spelling, grammatical errors, but you know what? It's pretty darn good. So there you go. That's the user manual, some Q&A stuff at the back, and that's it. Beyond that, they include a sticker here that looks backwards, but when you stick it on your windshield, maybe you can see, no, it says dash cam recording. So that's kind of a cool feature as well, and that way people know that you've got a dash camera. But let's get right to it here. Here's the camera itself. It's a cute little guy, and it looks just like a camera, actually. There's a form of a camera. So like I said, I've been using this quite a bit. We've actually had it in my wife's car for quite a while. Great to have. It does not come with an SD card. We've got some menu buttons over here, some more menu buttons over here, power button here, and then on the top is the plug-in for the adapter, and it does come with an adapter. So there it is there. Neat little guy, and I like the form factor. I like having it small. So it's up out of the way, it doesn't block your field of view. I like that part. What else is in the box? It comes with a windshield mount, a suction cup sticky thing. So put that on your window and then pry, where is it, this thing, like that, and that sucks it to the window, and then you're going to mount the camera to this, and this moves around until you lock it down. So that's pretty straightforward. There's also a locking nut that you would screw this onto here, like so, and once it's screwed on, then you can lock it down with that little nut. So that works well. That's that. Then included also in the box is a bunch of little gadgets here. So to start off, we have a two-sided sticky tape. This is more of a permanent mounting option. You could mount this on your dash. It's a flat mount, so you peel that off, and that's going to stick via the 3M sticky tape to your dash or wherever you want. So that's another mounting option for sure. Then there's a tool for prying plastic and routing the wire all around, as we saw in the instruction manual earlier. So that's just a little tool. And then there's a few of these little clips here, and what they're for is you peel off the backing on them. They can stick to something, and then you can route the wire through the little clip that's there and clip it shut like that. So these are just for routing wire, and they include, what, 4 of those, so that's pretty handy. Furthermore, we have a small USB charge wire here. That's going to be for uploading photos, likely. You can also take out the SD card and upload them that way in an SD card reader. And then the last thing in the box is the cigarette lighter itself. Pretty basic, super long cord. Looks like a mini USB port there, and that simply plugs into the top of the camera like so, and then you plug that into your cigarette lighter and you're off to the races. Your cigarette lighter comes on automatically when you start your car, and that triggers the camera. So as soon as the car turns on, this thing turns on, and it comes up and flashes that you're recording. If we want to look at actual size of this thing, I'll just measure it quickly and roughly here for you so you can get a really accurate idea. So it's about 49, let's say 50 millimeters this way. Open it right up and let's see what we're looking at for a width without scratching it, because it is a beautiful little camera. 88 millimeters that way. And then as far as a depth, being especially careful not to ding the lens or the back, let's say 38.5 millimeters thick. So there you go. Okay, so what I want to do now is walk through the menus of this with you a little bit. What I've done is I've got a charging brick, just a basic brick. These put out 5 volts just as your cigarette lighter would, the adapter would. So what we'll do is we'll plug this in and it will simulate you turning on your car. So you'll be able to see what happens when this thing first comes on. So plug it in. You got to get it the right way. There we go. And this is what you first see when it plumbs in. And there's your welcome noise. So it's pretty cool, pretty straightforward. Please insert memory card. I don't have a memory card in this currently. Just for purposes of this review, we'll not have one. Should you want to put one in, it's of course a micro SD card. So to get to your menu, it's over here is your menu button. So we'll press that once, and starting right at the top, we have video resolution. So let's go into the resolutions. I've got it at 4K at 30 frames per second. You also have 2.7K at 30, 1080p at 60, 1080p at 30, 720p at 30, and that's it. So 1080 at 60 frames would allow you to do a little bit of slow-mo stuff, perhaps. I do most of my stuff at 2.7K at 30 frames. That seems to be a happy medium. Going down to video quality, we have very good, good, and general. So this comes down to the density of the video itself, kind of the bit rate and stuff. So I've got that on very good to get the best possible quality. Loop recording, how long are the little videos it makes? 2, 5, or off. 1, 2, 5, or off. Off, it would just record indefinitely. We can probably go there if you're going to use this for fun stuff. However, if you're going to be using this for keeping records of accidents, or if an accident happens, then 2 minutes is probably a good 2 or 5 minutes is probably your best setting for that. White balance, I left that on automatic, that way it'll switch. However, there's sunny, cloudy, incandescent, fluorescent, and that's it. So automatic, it'll switch for you automatically, which is a nice feature. Moving right along, contrast, and that's just the amount of contrast in the video. It goes all the way up to 5, it looks like. So I've got that set to 0. If you want more contrast, you can do that in post-editing if you have those capabilities. Exposure, same thing, 1, 2, 3, or -3, 2, 1, and 0. I leave that right on 0. It seems to be a good setting for me. Power on recording, that means when it first comes on, it starts recording automatically. That's either on or off. I leave that on. Timestamp, that's down in the bottom left corner. In the video you'll see here in a second I didn't have that set, so it'll be incorrect, but at least it has the timestamp for you in the bottom. Plate number stamp, you can add your own license plate number to this, so if there's some confusion in an accident, the police know which one's yours. And then our second menu over there at the top, parking monitor, so that's on, low, middle, high, or off. And that's simply the amount of force it takes to jar this to get it to come on when your vehicle's parked and take a video. So I've used that before on middle, and that seems to be pretty good. Low is a little bit low. High, you can have problems if it's a really windy day. If it shakes your car a little bit, you'll get a bunch of recordings. So middle is probably a good setting there. G sensor, how much shock does it take, or how many G's does it take for your for this to get jarred in an accident to set it off and lock down the current recording? So low, mid, and high again. I've kept that one on middle. Recording sound, that's either on or off. I leave that on because it's kind of neat to have. Volume, low, middle, or high. Ketone, that's the little beeps you hear as I'm pressing these buttons. It's either on or off. Light frequency is auto, that's either 50 or 60 hertz. I'll leave it on auto, it can figure that out by itself. Card info, of course we have no card in there right now, but if I did, it would tell you how many gigs are there and how many gigs are used and how many are remaining. Delay shutdown, so after you turn off your vehicle, I've got it set to record for another 10 seconds and then it shuts off. Your options are 10, 15, or off. Oh, sorry, 5, 10, 15, or off. So, you know, even 15 seconds isn't a bad thing if you want to record a little extra video after it turns. There you go, shut down 15 seconds later. Format, if I had an SD card in here, it would format the SD card for me. Language, let's quickly run through the languages. We have English, Japanese, Korean, Czech, Chinese. You know what, I don't know, they're English, so I don't know these two, but those look to be a variation of Chinese, English, Japanese, and Korean. I'm going to stay with English for now because that's my best bet. Date and time, here's where you would go in and set the date and time. I'm not going to do that now, save you the pain of having to watch that. Screensaver, so how long after you start your car and start driving away does this thing stay on before it shuts off? So the options are 10, 30, 60, or close means off, so it always stays on. I've got it on 30 seconds. It's actually kind of cool to have this thing running if you got to turn this off, and the screen stays on full time, so you can kind of watch what's going on. It is a bit distracting. 30 seconds for me is a good thing. And then restore everything to the factory settings, and that would simply just restore the entire unit back to original factory settings. Firmware version, there's mine, 2018-12-25, so that's presumably December 25th of 2018, and we're back to the beginning. There you go in a nutshell. That is the settings on the GMAC 4K HD dash cam. Alright, good to go. Rolling in 4K. Let's see how the quality is on this little guy.
Generally, more of those benefits go. There are more benefits than there are within almost all types of vehicles, so there are two or three. So it's to the point about being a gamble, I think is really important. Everyone should be allowed to judge whether that for them is something that they wish to do. And I have to agree with better about the things they're looking for, particularly in the workplace. I mean, we tend to still discriminate against single people in terms of, we get the first kids on holiday.
Oh, we're allowed to talk?
So this is everything that it comes with in the box. You've got your plug-in cord, the camera itself, some clips for attaching the wire, routing it, a sticker, a routing tool, a window suction cup mount, a hard mount, more permanent mount thing, a short USB for uploading photos, etc., a user manual, and a special thanks surprise. If you're looking for a dash cam, we can recommend this one for sure. The quality of it is quite good. We really like this thing. We rarely record in 4K. I'll show a couple of clips here to start off in the rain are in 4K, and then there'll be a clip or two in 2K. So, and we'll also put up the dimensions, the metadata of the clips for you as well at the beginning of the video, so you can see the bit rate and the actual size of the video if that concerns you. Anyway, we give this one 2 thumbs up for sure. We really like this camera from Toguard. We're rarely disappointed from Toguard. They do a good job on most of their products.